my class 7 student. Come back to parts of speech. Yesterday, last class, we have discussed about the noun and kinds of noun, definition and example. Now today, we're coming the second portion of the person of parts of speech. Now the second portion of parts of speech, today we discussed about the pronoun. As you know, what is pronoun? That the term comes the place of noun, that is called pronoun. There are some definition, as you can see here. Pronoun, like word used to replace noun. As you can see here, the definition of pronoun, like word used to replace noun and noun phrases, that is called pronoun. There are many kinds of pronoun, so there are many examples of pronoun, like I, we, you, they, this, that, these, which, who, myself, yourself, somebody, everybody. Many example of pronoun and many kinds of pronoun. But we'll come to precisely and apparently we'll come to the kinds of pronoun. Some in book it's mentioned there are 8 kinds of pronoun, but somewhere 9 kinds of pronoun. See the another example here. As you can see, like second example, a function word that is used in place of a noun or noun phrase is called pronoun. As you can see here, there is a definition is also mentioned here. The term pronoun covers many words, some of which do not fall easily under the generic description of words that replace nouns. There are several different kinds of pronoun here, including personal pronoun, exempli gratia he, they, demonstrative pronoun, exempli gratia these, interrogative pronoun, exempli gratia which, who, indefinite pronoun, exempli gratia none, and several. Possessive pronoun, exempli gratia his, your, reciprocal pronoun, exempli gratia each, other, one another, and relative pronoun, exempli gratia is which, where, reflexive pronoun, exempli gratia itself and himself, myself. Reflexive pronoun has some sort of hint, or you can say the ain with self or self that comes under reflexive pronoun. As also another pronoun, the last one, that is called intensive pronoun, exempli gratia itself, himself. But it's not clear, but we'll take the example, then it will be much more clear, because reflexive pronoun, intensive pronoun is somewhat similar, but it is not similar. When you see the example, then you will get the discrimination and difference between reflexive pronoun and intensive pronoun. So far, example is very important. Example is really crucial to understand about kinds of pronoun with example. Kinds of pronoun, but we must remember about personal pronoun, demonstrative pronoun, interrogative pronouns, indefinite pronouns, possessive pronouns, reciprocal pronouns, relative pronouns, reflexive pronouns, and intensive pronoun. See, these are the kinds of pronoun, but we have to understand more and more exempli gratia of different kinds of pronoun. So as you see, we can go to the definition of each and every kinds with some sort of example and some sort of sentence. Now we are going to move here. Different types of pronoun. The term pronoun covers many words, some of which do not fall easily under the description. Word replaces noun or noun phrases, that is already mentioned. Now we come to the first kinds, that is called demonstrative pronoun. Demonstrative pronoun are used to demonstrate, that means demo, or to indicate, like see example, this, that, these, and those are our demonstrative pronoun. This is the one I left in the car. This is a boy. That is a girl. This is a pen. There are many so simple and complex example, but better to understand about the example. This, that, these, those. These are called demonstrative pronoun. Now we are going to move indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronoun, that is unlike demonstrative pronoun which point out a specific item, but indefinite pronouns are used for non-specific things. There are kinds of pronoun, but indefinite pronouns have the large and many examples to understand about what is indefinite pronoun. As you can see here, there are the example: all, some, any, several, anyone, nobody, each, both, few, either, none, one, no one, nobody, somebody. These are the example of indefinite pronoun. See here we can set many example. You can also set your example like somebody is knocking at the door. So what do you mean by here somebody? That means the person is not different, who you don't know at all. You don't know that somebody is knocking at the door. You don't know that person. So it become with the example indefinite pronoun. Now we can see here there are some examples here, but you can set your own example to understand about what are suitable example of indefinite pronoun. And you can make many example. You can set your personal example like all students are intelligent, all boys are ready to go, all girls like to play indoor game. These are the same example. Several students are naughty in this class. Nobody, somebody. There are many examples. You can set yourself. Now we're going to move about interrogative pronoun. Interrogative, that means it comes in the mind of the student, mind of the people. That interrogative pronoun, that means some sort of question. It is not easy to say how they replace nouns. Who, which, what, where, and how. All are interrogative pronoun. You can set your own example. That will be much more clear. When you start setting your personal example, the things will become so clear and so apparent and so obvious. So try to understand and try to set your own example. That will be much more powerful, much more conducive, and much more salubrious and fruitful to the student. So now we are going to move about next kinds of pronoun, that is personal pronoun. The personal pronoun are like I, you, he, she, it, we, they, and who. More often than not, but certainly not always, they replace noun representing people. When most people think of pronoun, it is a personal pronoun that usually is spring to mind. I'm repeatedly I'm telling to my student, you must understand, you must memorize that example of pronoun. Personal pronoun, you must understand, you know the example. That will be much more clear to my student to understand about the example. And you can set your sentence example yourself. I love this country. You like ice cream. He is going there. She loves pizza. We love chicken biryani. These are the some example. We are eating mango. So what here? We means personal pronoun. I personal pronoun. You personal pronoun. When you start setting your own example sentence, then it will be much more clear and truly exoteric to you. Now we can see here the next kinds of pronoun, that is called possessive pronoun. possessive pronoun, it's defined like possessive pronoun showing like ownership of the person, ownership of the object, or like that. See the definition. Possessive pronoun are used to show possession. The possessive pronoun are mine, yours, his, hers, ours, and theirs. They are the example here. The tickets are as good as ours. Shall we take yours or theirs? These are the same example of possessive pronoun which you can understand about what is possessive pronoun. When you set your own example, when you remember the example of possessive pronoun, you should know about the exemplary gratia possessive pronoun and you make your own sentence. That will be much more clear for you. Now we are going to move about relative pronouns. Relative pronouns are used to add more information to a sentence, like it is showing the relation. It is making the relation of relative pronoun like which, that, who, including whom, whose, and where are all are relative pronouns. I told you that anything which seems to like question types and making a relation, asking about the relation of the person and object. See the example, which, that, who, whom, and whose. Now you can, I told you over and over again, I'm telling to my student, you can set your own example with sentence that will be much more clear, apparent to you. Now we are going to move about the next kinds of pronoun, that is called reciprocal pronouns. What is a reciprocal pronoun? Reciprocal pronoun are basically and more broadly, there are two examples. Reciprocal pronouns are used for actions or feelings that are reciprocated. The reciprocal pronouns are each other and one another. Reciprocal pronoun having two examples here, each other and one another, then you must understand about definition and you can set your own example. Now we are going to come reflexive pronoun. Actually, reflexive pronoun is end with self or self and refers to other non-pronoun in the sentence. The reflexive pronouns are myself, yourself, herself, himself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. So what are the main factors to understand about reflexive pronoun? Now after the completion of the concept pronoun, I show you the pronoun chart that will be much more clear to all my students to understand about what is reflexive pronouns, what is different kinds of pronoun. See, reflexive pronoun is called the reflection when work, activity, and person makes a kind of reflection, and that is called reflexive pronoun. As this is my your own idea, your own trick to understand about reflexive pronoun, but it's very much clear to you can easily remember. You're not going to forget forever that about reflexive pronoun, because reflexive pronoun is somewhat end with self and selves. So see here, the dog beat itself. In this example, the intensive pronoun itself refers back to noun the dog. Are you talking to yourself? That means what? It is called reflection. It is called reflexive pronoun. Now we're going to move about the intensive pronoun, or maybe it is also called emphatic pronouns. An intensive pronoun, sometimes called an emphatic pronoun, refers back to other noun or pronoun in the sentence to emphasize it. When the sentence is emphasizing or giving a kind of things which making the sentence is kind of emphasizing here. John bakes all the bread himself. So here see the example, sentence of the example, John bakes all the bread himself. In this example, the intensive pronoun himself refers back to noun John. The cat opened the door itself. See, we have to understand about not only pronoun but concept pronoun, and as well as you must understand about the kinds of pronoun an example and example sentence. You try to make your own sentence that will be much more clear for you, that will much more apparent and obvious for you to understand about what is pronoun, kinds of pronoun, example and sentence example, because you will not get directly like a indication of example, but you will get a kind of sentence. In one sentence there could be many kinds of pronoun will be there. The sentence contains many kinds of pronoun. You have to understand, we have to classify about, we have to sort out which kind of pronoun, what kind of pronoun. You have to understand about this. See, demonstrative pronoun, indefinite pronoun. Now again I am coming to you, again repeating the same word to understand. I am reviving and to my student to understand about what is pronoun and kinds of pronoun. There are basically 8 kinds of pronoun, but here there are 9 kinds of pronoun here. The term pronoun covers many words. Let's see here. Personal pronoun, exemplification he, they. Demonstrative pronoun, exemplification these. Interrogative pronoun, exemplification which, who. Indefinite pronouns, exemplification all, none, several, somebody, everybody. There are so many examples of indefinite pronouns. Now possessive pronoun, example he's, your. Reciprocal pronoun, exemplification each other, one other. And relative pronouns, exemplification which, where. It is showing the relation. And reflexive pronoun, exemplification itself, himself. And the last one, intensive pronoun or emphatic pronoun, exemplification itself and himself. I am telling you that don't get confused with reflexive pronoun and intensive pronoun. There are some difference. When we make the sentence, then you understand about the difference between reflexive pronoun and intensive pronoun. Now we are going to move about the pronoun chart that will make you to understand about different kinds of pronoun. Here, personal pronoun, demonstrative pronoun, interrogative pronoun, indefinite pronoun, possessive pronoun, reciprocal pronoun, relative pronouns, reflexive pronouns, and intensive pronoun. Now we are going to show you the chart of pronoun that will make you clear solution to you. As you can see here, we come with the pronoun chart. The pronoun chart is making you much more clear example, but sentence example you yourself can make, but try to understand what is pronoun chart. See the top of what is seeing in the top of this chart. I will try to clarify you. See here, the pronoun chart is like here. We can see some of the portion here. We can make it quite bigger, like we, and again I'll take you to understand about. See here, we, you, they. This comes under plural. Even our, your, their, this comes under plural. And see here the singular form here, like she for her, I for my, he for his, you for your, it for its. These are the top of the chart, as you can see here, very clear to understand about what is what a pronoun chart is making the 2 types, that is called plural and singular. Now we are going to see here the pronoun chart here. Subject pronoun, there are first person, second person, third person. Third person female, third person, first person plural, second person plural, third person plural. As you can see here in pronoun chart, subjective pronoun like I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. Then objective pronoun like me, you, him, her, it, us, you, them. Possessive adjective are here like my, your, his, her, its, our, your, their. And the possessive pronoun like mine, yours, his, hers, ours, yours, theirs. and we are coming to reflexive pronoun. As the definition of reflexive pronoun, I told to my student, these are very good hint. The sentence end with self, that is, or maybe end with selves, that's called reflexive pronoun. As you can see here, myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourself, yourself, and themselves. What are the different kinds of pronoun? As you see in a definition and kinds of sentence example, but here in pronoun chart you can see very example, but just making it so much clear. Pronoun chart is making you to understand about what is pronoun chart and what are the example, what are the classification. This is a really and truly and totally obvious and apparent to my student to understand about the pronoun chart. I would like to suggest to my student, please note down this pronoun chart. That will be truly conducive, that will be truly helpful for my student, for class 7 student. Basically, as we can see here, as a pronoun chart, like here, subjective pronouns, objective pronouns, possessive adjective, possessive pronoun, and reflexive pronoun. And we have already defined, giving a definition to understand about kinds of pronoun, kinds of what is pronoun and kinds of pronoun and its definition. It is making a somewhat clear and apparent solution, apparent and obvious understanding to my student to understand about what is pronoun. You can refer to your book also. You can also set your personal example sentence that will make you to understand so clear, so apparent, and so obvious to my student. This is for today about the pronoun. Just before the class I made for you noun, its definition and kinds of noun. Now today we have discussed about the pronoun. Pronoun is, even I am telling you that parts of speech is not very easy to all student, even for academic a senior student, or for academic student, maybe you starting in class 8, 9, that's not for easy. But if you try to understand, if you're trying to set your own example, go through that, and hopefully that will be clear to my student. So pronoun chart is all about to understand classification and sort of the sentence which will make you good understanding. Now we can see here, again I am coming to closing this topic for today. But before closing this topic, I want to give a recap here. We're talking about the pronoun. What is pronoun? The term pronoun covers many words, some of which do not fall easily under the generic description of words that replace noun. That is simple one-word definition. Anything which comes in the name or replacement of noun, that is called pronoun. As you see here, there are 9 kinds of pronoun here. Personal pronoun, example Gracia, he, they. Demonstrative pronoun, example Gracia, these days. And interrogative pronoun, example Gracia, which, who. Indefinite pronoun, example Gracia, none, several. Possessive pronoun, example Gracia, he's, yours. Reciprocal pronoun, example Gracia, each other, one another. Relative pronoun, example Gracia, which or where. Reflexive pronoun, example Gracia, itself and self. Intensive pronoun, example Gracia, itself and himself. These are the example. You understand about what is kind of pronoun, what is pronoun and kinds of pronoun. Again, I'm repeating over and over again. I'm telling you the one word is that all my wonderful, intelligent student, you have to set your own sentence example. You try to set your personal example that is making you boost your brain and enhance your abilities, enhance your grasping abilities, enhance your grokking abilities to understand about what is pronoun and kinds of pronoun. And hopefully this class is truly fruitful and conducive to all my students. I'll see you in next class with new chapter that will be verb. What is verb? Kinds of verb, definition, and these all things. So thank you for being here today and giving incredible support. Hopefully this class is truly fruitful to all my students. For the time being, have a good time. Go ahead. Thank you very much.